Let's talk about my ex's new wife slash nanny. Was his nanny, now his wife. I have some crazy stories. Have you ever watched the movie Hand That Rocks the Cradle? Well, it's from, I think, the 80s, 90s, but it's about a woman that lost her child, and she decided to become a nanny for a family that had a baby. Great movie, and it's about this woman coming in and literally wanting to be the mom. She started breastfeeding the baby and all this stuff. It's kind of crazy. Well, that's my ex. When I first met her and she became his nanny, I was fine that he had a nanny or even a girlfriend. I talked to her like normal and it was fine. And it wasn't until they both started ganging up on me and trying to make me lose my noodle when I was exhausted as, single mom, baby girls. I think the twins were like 7 months old when she came in. And then they both started pushing, trying to get me to, have it like upset or get upset during exchange. So multiple videos of her recording me and them both like, threatening to do it was bad. Anyway, really obsessed with my twins. And I was at my son's flag football game once in Overland Park. And I'm sitting there with my blanket down with my kids, and my twins are I think they're crawling still and stuff. I was still nursing. And this woman comes up and she goes, "Oh, are you their nanny? I met these twins last week with their mom." And I was like, "No, I'm their mom." And she's like, "No, you're not." This woman went into detail about how she had these twins. And I was like, "No, I'm the mom." She's like, "Oh my word." She goes, "I knew something was off because when I told her I had boy-girl twins," she goes, "the lady said, were they identical?" And she remembers thinking to herself, if you've had twins, identical twins, if a boy and girl are identical or not. So all of a sudden I was like, holy moly. She goes, "You have no idea." She went into detail about having these twins. I was like, "No, they're mine." And I got really upset. And so time later, the twins were really sick. I was still breastfeeding, and I had to tell their dad that they can't go to his house that day because they were really sick. And the babies were sick. My brother was home, and all of a sudden there's a cop at my door, like always. And this woman cop says, "Here's your ticket." I have this all recorded. I was like, "What's going on?" I was nice. My brother was right there. I think I was holding a twin and he was holding a twin. You'll see one of the videos. You can see parts of that. And she literally just said, "Here's your ticket. You're charged with battery and stalking." And I was like, "What?" So apparently she had said I hit her during exchange. So now I had court with that. It was court with my ex and now court with her. Thankfully, a wonderful judge in Lee Summit said she'd come over and handle it for me. It was $600. And she got it thrown out. But during that process, we got the video of the report. And that's the report that you see in my videos of her talking to her friend, because the nanny used to be a cop and a nurse. But that was her friend she went to academy school with. And literally it's a 45-minute video of her trying to figure out how to get me arrested. And as I quote, she said, "All I want you to do is get her arrested so I can take her twins. Peace on, peace out." And there's way more in the video. There's evidence in that video where the cop says, "I'm going to tell every cop in Gardner about her, and if she makes one mistake, we'll arrest her." And then they walked around the whole police station and tried to figure out a way. If I said one word, then they'll figure out a way to get me arrested so she can grab my twins and take them. So it's funny because when that thing happened at the flag football, I was like, something's going on. And when I saw that video, oh my, I got on my hands and knees and prayed the Lord and thanked the Lord for finding this evidence. And then during the whole divorce process, she and my ex, she never went in, but my ex claimed that they were just nanny. They were a nanny. Well, my ex wasn't paying child support for 18 months. And we find out, I think I got a receipt, or I don't remember how I found out, but I literally found out he bought all brand new furniture for her little apartment in Kansas. And then, you know, I have proof that she was sleeping at his house every night, which I don't care. He had a girlfriend, but my problem was this whole time he swore in court under oath that they were just his nanny. But in my divorce decree, it states that she spent the night all the time without my children there. Again, I don't care. Here's where the problem is. The problem is I showed the judge all this information, how she was literally trying to get me arrested, how she said I hit her, which was false. And the judge put in the divorce decree she could not be my kid's caregiver. So guess what? Right after the divorce was over, they got married. And that really confused my kids, because my kids were getting prepped. Like, you know, if mom or anyone talks, like, she's your nanny, that's it. And so the kids were so shocked. Like, literally one day, they all come downstairs in these pajamas and they find out they're getting married in a living room with pajamas on. Like, it was like a shotgun wedding. Because what happened was he was taking me to court in Kansas now, because Missouri just got over, taking me to court in Kansas, and he wanted to make sure that she was married so that now she can be my kid's caregiver, because she's not the nanny, she's the wife, she's a stepmom. And this woman has tried to be a part of my, like my twins had surgery just last year. She would literally sit next to my twins when they came out of recovery and wouldn't let me sit next to Juliana. I would go into my kids' holiday parties. She would be sitting by my twins. I couldn't sit down until she got up and moved. And I did not understand why she wants to be so apart, wants my children. She has two now, grown kids, but it's this weird obsession she has. And, you know, now she's taking care of them full time. She took my daughter to her place that I've taken my daughter to for her 16th birthday that I wanted to take my daughter to, but I couldn't. And literally has stepped in like me. And no one cares. No one cares. She gets to go to all the therapy appointments and tell her side of the story, you know, all the lies. And I don't have a partner because I chose not to have a partner, because I chose my children over a spouse. And because I don't have a partner, I don't get to have anyone that stands up for me as a partner. Now, I have hundreds of friends that could validate and say who I am as a mom and all that. But it's just crazy that our system literally works to where they're literally they're letting this woman come in and pretend she's me. And there's a video down below that you can see of how similar she looks to me. Now, granted, I love to be blonde. I wish I could be blonde again, but since my hair falling out and my stress level is so unbelievably high that I had to stop dyeing my hair, and it's not good. I will be blonde again, because this hair reminds me of my ex, because he wouldn't let me highlight my hair. He wouldn't let me. I remember my hairstylist put blonde hair highlights under here for a little bit when I was married to him, and he made me go back and take it out. Her and I were just talking about that the other day. Anyway, there's just a little window of her and what I've been dealing with, and I just thought I'd share, because I didn't get to do my makeup thing this morning.